Alright, let me just say this now. If you ever hear something weird in your house late at night, leave it alone. Trust me, it's not worth it. I'm speaking from experience, bro. This is probably the wildest, most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to me. And even now, I still don't have all the answers. People always talk about paranormal stuff, but what happened to me and my cousin that summer was just different. It's one of those stories you don't even believe yourself. So, this all happened about 2 summers ago. My cousin Malik was staying with us for a couple weeks. He lived in the city, so coming out to my place was like a vacation for him. My parents had to leave town suddenly for a family emergency, so it was just me and Malik home alone. We were wilding out, no curfew, DoorDash every night, playing 2K until the sun came up. We thought we had it made, but looking back, I think that's when we let our guard down. It started one night, maybe 3 days after my parents left. We were in the middle of a game, arguing over who was cheesing with the Warriors, when I heard this weird, muffled sound. At first, I thought it was the dryer or maybe some old pipe. Our house makes random noises sometimes, nothing new, but this sound kept repeating, almost like a ringtone, but real low, like it was coming through the floor. I muted the TV. Malik looked at me like, "You hear that?" We paused, listening. It would go silent for a second, then buzz again, a little louder. The thing is, every time we tried to ignore it, it just kept coming back. Same time every night. Around 2 a.m. We tried to play it off at first, acting like we didn't care, but you ever get that feeling that something's off and you can't relax until you figure it out? That's how it felt. On the fourth night, Malik got bold. He was like, we gotta check this out. I pretended like I wasn't nervous, but I could feel my heart beating faster. We grabbed our phones for flashlights and made our way down to the basement. Now, I hate basements. Ours is especially creepy. Low ceiling, old boxes everywhere, this weird smell like dust and wet concrete. Every step down, the buzzing got louder, echoing around us. We searched around for a while, shining lights in every corner, checking behind boxes and under old blankets. Then we found this trunk, a big old school metal chest, rusted and heavy. The sound was coming from inside. Malik gave me this look like, "Open it, bro." I tried to laugh it off, but my hands were shaking. We found a screwdriver and popped the lock. Inside was a mess of stuff, old family photos, some letters and handwriting I didn't recognize, broken action figures, and under all that, a beat-up old flip phone, one of those burner phones you only see in movies. The craziest part, the phone was on. No charger in sight, battery reading 72%, and the screen said, "Missed call, unknown." We just stared at it. Malik whispered, why is here?" I couldn't answer. I picked it up, and right away the buzzing stopped. The air felt heavier. The screen glitched for a second, then started flipping through random old photos. People I didn't know, dark hallways, empty basements, blurry faces. Some of the pics looked old, like from a disposable camera, but the phone was way newer. We tried to turn it off, no luck. Tried to take the battery out, but it was sealed shut. That's when things got even weirder. Suddenly the phone started playing a voicemail on its own. The voice was so distorted, like someone talking underwater or through static. But both of us heard one thing crystal clear: our home address, repeated 3 times. We froze, looking at each other. In that moment, every hair on my arm was standing up. I wanted to run, but it felt like my feet were glued to the floor. Malik was like, "Nope, that's it. We're out." We grabbed the phone and booked it up the stairs, slamming the basement door behind us. But when we got to the kitchen, the phone started buzzing again. Only this time it wasn't a ringtone, it was this weird static sound, almost like Morse code. We sat at the table. just staring at it, both of us trying to act brave. That's when we saw the battery drop from 72% to 40% in 1 minute, like something was draining it fast. The house suddenly felt way colder, and neither of us wanted to go back downstairs. We put the phone in a drawer, locked it, and tried to get some sleep on the living room couch. Both of us wide awake, listening for any noise. I thought about calling my parents, but honestly, I didn't even know how to explain any of this. But that was just the beginning. What happened next made all of this feel like nothing. And if I'd known what was coming, I probably would have just left the house that night and never looked back. The next morning, I wake up to Malik shaking me. "Bro, wake up, look!" My eyes are still heavy, but I see the kitchen drawer wide open, the same drawer we locked the phone in last night. The burner phone is gone. At first, I thought Malik was messing with me, but he was just as shook. We tore the kitchen apart, checked every trash bag, even went back down to the basement. Nothing. That phone had vanished like it was never even there. The rest of the day, me and Malik kept checking our regular phones, half expecting something weird to pop up. By the afternoon, we tried to convince ourselves it was just a wild dream, or maybe we just hyped ourselves up too much. We tried to chill, ordered some food, turned on some music, even invited one of our neighbors over for a quick 2K session just to get our minds off it. But even with someone else in the house, I felt jumpy, like the whole vibe was just off. That night around 2 a.m., the house went dead silent again. No buzzing, no weird noises, just that thick, uncomfortable quiet. I tried to laugh it off, but deep down I was tense. Out of nowhere, Malik's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen. An unknown number. Texting. "Did you find it?" Instantly, my stomach dropped. Before I could even say anything, his phone buzzed again. This time, it was a photo. It showed us in the basement last night, looking into the trunk. The angle was weird, like someone had taken it from behind us, but nobody else was down there. At least nobody we saw. We freaked out, checked every door, every window. I even tried calling my parents, but the call just glitched out with weird static. Malik wanted to leave, but honestly, I had a feeling if we left, we'd just bring whatever this was with us. So we sat in the living room waiting for anything else to happen. Then all the lights flickered out. Total blackout. The only light left was this faint blue glow coming from the basement door. Just like before, I grabbed a flashlight. Malik grabbed a bat. We crept down the stairs, heart pounding. The basement was freezing now, breath fogging up in front of me. The trunk was back in the corner, open, and the burner phone was inside, screen glowing, battery flashing red, 1% left. My hands were shaking as I picked it up. There was a message on the screen: "Come find me." Suddenly, the phone started dialing out by itself. We could hear it ringing, once, twice, 3 times. Then a voice came through, whispering, "You're not alone." At that exact moment, the basement lights flickered on for a split second. In that flash, I saw something move in the shadows. Could have sworn I saw a figure by the old shelves. I blinked and it was gone. We bolted back up the stairs, slammed the basement door, and just sat there, barely breathing, barely moving, just waiting for morning. When my parents got home, we told them everything. They laughed and said we'd been watching too many scary movies. But when we all went down to the basement together, the trunk and the phone were both gone again. Only thing left was a single old photo on the ground, 2 kids in a basement, faces scratched out. My mom grabbed it and said, "We're moving. End of story." A few weeks later, we were gone. Now, even years later, sometimes I'll get a call from a block number or hear buzzing under my floor late at night. The other week, I woke up to a single photo on my doorstep, two kids in the basement, but this time one of them was wearing the exact same hoodie I had on that night. I never showed it to anyone, I just threw it away and pretended it didn't happen. To this day, I still wonder what would have happened if we'd answered that last call or gone to that address in the text, but honestly, some mysteries are better left alone. If you ever found a random phone in your basement, would you answer it, or would you just leave it and never look back? Drop your wildest story in the comments. I want to hear what y'all would do. And if you want more stories like this, hit that subscribe and turn on notifications. The next one might be even crazier.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.